And if he swings at me, then I'll bust that sucker's knee. 'Cause tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean.
No, I mean they abandoned their coins at the site of the encounter.
They don't know.
I'm pretty sure that they understand that they're missing money.
Did you keep the coins? Do you still have the coins?
I did.
from-
I have 4 coins on me.
Those silver coins from the girl?
Yes.
Oh man, maybe you did it.
Maybe we could.
He's got the coins!
You were at the scene of the crime, and you do have the foreign currency.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet your shoes are covered in mud.
But yeah, that's the best plan that I have. Literally lure them out with their own money.
Are we sure it's their money?
No.
Yes.
All that we know is that we know nothing.
Okay. So I'll wander up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and announce, has anyone lost some coins? Oh, circus folk. There's some coins I found on the ground over here. It's foreign coins.
It draws some attention, and some people are kind of looking at you and kind of looking around, and it certainly draws the attention of Rondaman himself, the illusionist, who has hello, lost coin, you say? Why? It might be ours. You found it in the commons, you say?
Yes, absolutely. Just right over here. It definitely looks like foreign coin.
Ah, let me see.
Yeah,
Why,
I'll
yes.
hand him a coin.
A Calamaran crown. We do have some of these. Why, we just performed in Calamar, but maybe 6 months ago, we made the trip over here to Thermosia, and we've been touring here. Our last tour was in Calamar. We made we made rather a pretty penny while we were there, I'll have to admit. I'll take those off your hands then, of course.
I
I'll
should
see
find
that
the
it,
one who lost it then. And quick reference. So we have the illusionist here. He doesn't fit the descriptions. We've already covered that, right?
That is
And we
correct.
already knew he was in the castle.
That is also correct.
And I'll go. Someone here must have lost it. We should find who it is and make sure it returns to them, as my duty as a righteous person.
Well, we certainly can't be sure of who lost the coin. We've been tramping over this field all morning to set up our camp.
You're right. Well, it must have fallen out of someone's pouch somehow. Maybe someone has a tear. Maybe we could go around and ask.
I'm sure we could ask around. Yes,
I'm sure maybe if we ask them who's missing some money, we'll definitely get some honest answers as well. No one in a circus would ever lie to people about money. I
That's
say
very
with just
true.
total naivete.
Very true. They're always so truthful.
So with his help, let's go around and ask everyone and say, like, do you have a split in your wallet? Are you missing money?
And so he comes along with you, and you're asking around, and you see people like the strong man who they're working, and most of them shake their head. For the people that you think fit your descriptions, you speak with a man named Tabaron, who's a wiry man, just a little bit over average height, so he might be around 5'6". He's got a wife and son and daughter, all part of his same tight roping act. They're if you'd like to ask them any questions. There's also there's a man named Korik, who's short and slender, a sharp-faced man who is setting up for, looks like a knife throwing competition or a scene. you see in terms of the larger groups,
Mhm.
there's a burly man who seems to have a large trained bear and 4 dogs that he's kind of setting up cages of and tending to animals there.
Mhm.
Let's see. You find a man named Modin, who is also rather burly at about 5'10", who's one of the 2 large men pounding in stakes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
So that's 4 people so far. Which of these has black hair, of the burly ones?
Of the burly ones, the man named Lareth has black hair.
The bear trainer.
The bear trainer, yes, that's correct.
Lareth. So I guess we could always start with Lareth, and I'm asking, are you missing any money? Does your wallet have a split in it? And I'm curious of the same kind of thread that we found earlier, and I'm looking for that, but I'm not saying anything about it.
All right, so he's tending to his, he's working around and he's setting up the like this large cage and working around it. He's kind of like setting up the large rink in which he can
Mhm.
work with his bear. And he a tear in my wallet. He looks down and he kind of checks his clothing up. Not seeing any tears of any kind. What's been lost? I heard coin.
Yes, a few coins. You've been here all day, haven't you?
Oh, and Calamaran coins is what I was hearing. Couldn't have been
Yes,
those.
that's right.
Afraid I've spent all of mine. Spent all the coin I had at the taverns and brothels between here and Calamar. If you're looking for
Good
a Calamaran
expenditure.
coin, you could sure search there.
A good use of coin for sure. So you're not missing anything at all then. Well, what a shame.
Why? What's going
And you've
on?
been here the whole time?
Yes, I've been here working. Well, aside from when we took a little bit of a break when the rain came, but working.
That's good, that's good. Well, you see, there's just coins on the ground. I assume someone lost them, or maybe... Don't tell anyone. Maybe there's a pickpocket in town. So I would, of course, keep our eyes out for that. As we will be working with the guard. But, so it wasn't you, and,
What wasn't me?
you didn't lose the coins.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. Wasn't me.
Wasn't you at all. And I guess
Where-
just to confirm, you didn't interact with anyone in the town or anything today, correct?
No, not
No?
really. Well,
No.
aside from that guard they've had watching us.
Of course, of course. Well, good to know, good to know. Thank you again.
Hang on. I want to try to intimidate him and say, well, where were you before the rain started?
Okay.
And kind of
Make an intimidation check. This is going to be opposed.
okay.
Oh. Oh, wait, this is opposed. It's very low.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So he's
The
like,
one time we roll really low and we don't want to.
So you
He trades bears.
yeah, you get
Right.
it exactly. Yeah, he trades
Right.
bears.
Right.
You start you're where exactly were you this morning? And he kind of you growl at him and he he growls back, and like at that time he chooses to he's got one of those whips that animal trainers have, and he uses that time to whip the bear, who gives a roar and like smashes against its cage. And he kind of smiles at that and looks at you. I've just been tending to my animals, and smiles, making sure that they're comfortable and know their place, just like any sort of animal. And he looks right at the half-orc.
and I grab my warhammer and hit the bear cage.
All right, so you're just gonna like
Don't
rattle
damage
it,
the cage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm
and
gonna rattle it.
Rondaman goes, "Hey, please, don't hold your weapon. Don't hurt my circus. We'll have to. If you damage any of my valuable merchandise, we'll have to. I'll talk to the Lord. I'll have you fired. I'll have your coin as well. This bear is valuable."
Okay,
You heard him. Don't aggravate the bear anymore.
I just want to
Yes.
kind of walk past and kind of nudge the guy, not the Rondon, the Lareth guy. Or
Yeah, Lareth kind of gives you that same like you try to bump into him and he like holds his ground and you kind of do like both bump into each other.
Yeah. Okay. So now I think we need to go and check on Tabarin and Korik, and I'm gonna ask them very much the same kind of questions and see if either of them like respond to it, which would be, it's like, oh, we have some coin here. Are you missing coin? You guys traveled through Calamard, so I assume this must be one of yours, right? And I'll see if they have the tear on their wallet, and I'm looking for the cloth still, or the threads.
Which one would you like to talk to first, Tabarin or Korik?
I'm not sure either of them fits the description better. One of them was 5'6", you said, so is shorter than me. Is there someone? Which one's closer to my height? I guess.
The both of them are on the shorter end of. They're both rather short.
Right.
It could also be the case that some of the descriptions were confused between the two men, and they both appear to be the same height.
Yeah, this is also a possibility. So I'll start with Tabaron.
Right. So you see, it's Tabaron, and he's working with what looks like the rest of his family. You see, he's got a lovely looking wife and a son and daughter who are look like they can hold their own on working. They're all contributing and helping to put up what looks like a rather crazy contraption of some kind, who you can only assume does mind-boggling like tight ropes and acrobatic things through.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to say?
I'll flash some coins over and go, you there, I think your boss here says you're Tabaron. Are you missing any money?
Well, I do have 2 kids, so I certainly could be. But they're good ones. I'm sure if they took any of my coin, they're most likely reinvesting it into our act.
Well, I found some coins out here around the field. You've been out here in the field all day, haven't you?
Yes, we have been working. We were doing some somersaults and flips in that area. We most likely lost our coin there.
Oh, do you think so? Can I see your wallet pouch? Maybe it has a tear in it. Maybe from all that bouncing around.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, over here. And he goes through and he pulls out his coin purse, and it's just a small little thing. It looks to be unripped.
Well, it does seem to be secure.
Oh, yes, indeed it does.
You know how much money you had
here.
before. I suppose you could count it out and see if you're missing any, and maybe it is.
Yes, let me... he counts it out. It does seem that I am 5 silver short.
And out of curiosity, how many silvers did we pick up total? I'm assuming 4, right?
Yeah.
4.
Right, and we didn't find like a 5th one anywhere.
No, you did not.
Okay.
I want to kind of look intimidating and just try to intimidate and say, where were you this morning?
I've been unpacking the circus. Right. Well, of course we got to get it set up. We have a lot of preparations to do for today.
Yeah, you haven't left the field at all, have you?
No, none of us have. I mean, just to do a little bit of
Mhm.
stretch our legs and do a little bit of flips. We of course we did a little bit of flips in the field, but uh, no, we've been unpacking. My whole family
Oh,
can vouch for me.
I see, I see.
They're
Uh,
all nodding.
hmm. Well, it doesn't seem like perhaps you may be the one who lost it. Then I think.
Oh, great, delightful. I'm so glad you found my silver.
I said he wasn't.
Oh, I, I, I thought you
I
said
think
you
it
did
may have
find it.
been somebody else, unfortunately.
Well, it sounds like I have to have a talk with my son then.
Oh, well, I hope that talk goes well. Thank you very much, Tabaron. And I think we move on to Korik then. And what's Korik's job?
Korik, you ask? Are you asking Rondaman that?
Yeah. What's Korik's thing?
He is a master knife thrower.
A knife thrower.
Yes,
Amazing.
a rather dangerous act, but he's rather good at it, I should say. Uh, no one can throw it closer to your ear and not hit it.
Amazing. Well, I think we need to talk with him next. Maybe he's the one who lost it.
All right, so you're making your way over to the uh, you're making your way over to this next tent that's being set up where you see several people working, and as you do, you see a man leave the backside of the tent and make his way back to one of the tents that you just visited, one with Lareth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and nudge Tuss and just shoulder him that way while I'm just gonna go and talk with Korik.
Uh,
I don't know if Tuss responds or does anything about it.
Yeah, I kind of grunt and I'll head back to Lareth's tent.
Rondaman goes, "Oh, that's strange. That's Cork there.
The one who just left?
Yeah, he must have already set up his tent."
Huh. Well, let's follow him down real quick.
All right. So you guys, you make your way instead towards the larger tent where you had visited Lareth the first time, and you open up the tent flap, and you hear immediately heated conversation of like immediately as you enter, the heated conversation kind of comes to a stop, and you see both Lareth and a short, slender, and sharp-featured man that one might also call maybe weasel-faced. Both look at you,
Hello.
and
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
Lareth
I didn't
goes,
mean to interrupt you, Lareth.
"What? Uh,
This
we're just
boy
chatting."
stinks.
That's good. That's good. Well, I was hoping I could chat with Korik. You don't mind if I step in real quick, do you?
No, I don't mind if you. No, not at all. Uh, and Lareth's eyes are looking back and forth, and uh, he's looking nervous.
I want to flex my warhammer.
Oh, that's great. Korik, I was looking for you. Have you lost any money today? I have some right here, and I'm just gonna hold up some coins.
And he goes, no, but looks like you might have lost a knife. And he pulls a knife.
Oh no.
So
That sounds like combat.
it does. So we're gonna go.
I assume he's trying to murder us now.
Yes, he is trying to murder you next.
That's so cool.
Wow. Would it be fair to say I just have my shield just casually on my arm? I don't have anywhere to carry it.
Yeah, so
I don't know what you want to do about that.
It could be strapped on your back.
Okay, sure.
You guys can toss yourselves right here, out in front of this circus tent.
I'm trying to drag and drop myself. It's just not working.
Yeah, you're gonna have to shrink
let's
mine
try.
down.
There we go.
So if you'll notice that your tokens are like crazy large, that's
Yeah, they
because
made the world's smallest circus. It's amazing.
I don't know. Mine
really
was
are
appropriate
talented.
size.
that's because we're going gridless for this, and so we're going to try something different. So instead
Wow,
of
okay.
having grids for combat, you're going to create auras for your weapons that determine your weapon's reach, and then instead of like you'll just move, using your distances. So if you want to move 2.5 feet, you move 2.5 feet. If you want to move 5, you move 5. So what is your weapon reach, Riverwalker?
3.
So here is an aura. You should now see an aura around your character of 3 feet. Right?
Yup.
So the green aura is going to be the green aura is where you can attack, and then once you're in combat, the yellow aura is where you threaten. But I don't
Perfect.
believe does everyone else see the aura around his character?
I do.
Well, that's perfect. I think that's because you guys have permissions to see each other's characters.
Yeah.
What about you there, Tuss?
that's
What is your
fine.
weapon reach?
3.5.
So your green is your weapon reach, and then 8.5 is your threatening. So once you're engaged in combat, so you can attack anyone in that green circle, and then in the yellow circle, that's where you're threatening. So in order to be disengaged from combat, you have to be outside that yellow circle from someone.
Cool.
So, and then what about you there, Puck?
180 feet.
Range weapon.
Do you have a melee weapon at all?
No. Why would I have
Alright.
a melee? I'm 22 inches tall. I'm the bar brawler of the group.
So you are here at the entrance here to the to this circus tent, and Korik goes to draw a knife. So I need everyone to roll initiative. I'll hit start combat here. Where is my tracker? Roll a d12 for initiative.
Let's do it. 8. Okay, I'm not that bad.
Now, if I have +2 initiative,
Yes, or 2 dice better. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I guess I think that's what mages have.
Oh, so you have a +2 to your initiative.
It's worse then. It's a flat modifier added to it.
Is it a flat modifier or is it a 2 dice worse?
No, so that's a +2. So from being a mage, you have a +2 to your initiative roll. But because you're a pixie fairy, I believe you have a -2 dice. You have 2 dice better, right?
I think that's within range of the mother tree, which I'm not.
Ah. So in this case, you'll just roll on your character sheet. You'll just roll the flat d12. And Lareth is just as surprised, but he rolls a d12, but rolls a 4. All right,
Nice.
Puck, I'll just add you to the.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that I'm not GM of the group or anything, so I can't add myself.
Do you want me to add names to your characters on the map? By the way.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd probably be good. 1 second here.
All right, I'm pretty sure I added it to Riverwalker and Tuss as well. Let me know if you guys can't see that.
Cool.
All right, so on second 1, so it looks like on second 3 is the first person going. So Korik is the one that's going to go first, and he's going to throw a knife. So we're going to have Riverwalker. Riverwalker, can you roll a d12? So when you're not moving and surprised. So if you're normally surprised at the very beginning of combat, it's a d8. But since it's ranged combat, it's always a d12.
Oh, okay. This is my attempt to dodge then. I have an 11.
This is your attempt to dodge. So you got an 11, and he also got an 11. So in this case, with him missing, he doesn't hit you. He just misses. So we'll say computer screen right is even. So odd. So he misses to the left. 1d4, 1d12. So he misses 4 feet off. So he was originally aiming here, fired 4 feet off to about right there, and we'll have that little arrow about there. So I don't think that's going to be close enough to hit. Puck, but Tuss, I need you to roll a d20. Since you're not the original target, you just roll a d20.
I mean, I'm also 25 feet up in the air, so.
That is also correct.
And that also is a miss.
That also misses. So Korik yells, "Ah!" and tosses a knife in your direction, and it flies between the two of you. Since it was a ranged attack that missed by so little, so it's within 5, it will lower the both of your initiatives to second 5, so 2 seconds after the attack happened.
Boop,
And
there we go.
It missed Puck by so far, it just misses him entirely. So, and it doesn't alert you. Oh, it is my turn. I always forget every time I add new creatures that I need to make sure to add my permissions onto them. All right, so that is on second 3. He throws a knife and then like turns and towards Lareth, and he goes, "We've been had, you bastard! Do something, you stupid ox!" And at that point, Korik will turn. And do you guys know how to do the movement with a ruler? I never.
It is a button on the left-hand side, the circle with a little dot on the top right if you just want the arrow, or if you go with the token, you can hold it, right-click, and then when you drag it around, it'll create a arrow for you to use.
Oh, cool.
And that would be for movement.
Cool.
I think spacebar also works, but I don't use spacebar.
Oh yeah. So he backs up. He takes he takes a step back, and that's what he does. Lareth looks at you guys, looks at him, and he looks towards the cage, and he throws it open. And he goes, "Come on, boy, get him!" And the bear roars. And there's now a bear.
Wow.
His pet bear
he's so
roars.
cute.
Yeah,
Got a little hat.
Yeah, he's got a little hat on. He's all ready for the circus. And let me roll initiative for him. Oh,
Fast bear.
he's going on initiative 8. Yogi's on 8. All right, so that's second 4. So on second 5, Lareth takes a step back, and he's got his whip, and he whips at the bear, and it roars, and he goes, "Yeah, come on, Yogi, get him!" And that's his turn. So he's just using animal handling, and Korik is taking a step back, and he looks like he's readying another throwing knife.
Yeah, so he's just waiting his weapon speed right now.
He's waiting his weapon speed. So, Riverwalker, what would you like to do?
I'm going to start with 10 feet of movement, because I can just jog, and I will be pulling out my weapon. And that is it. 1 second.
All right. And Tuss.
Well, I already have my weapon out, but I'm going to move 10 feet and draw my sword, or my my buckler. Because I don't think I have that out. Or do you always have your buckler out?
A buckler is something that's strapped to your arm. So, I mean, and just your forearm here. So it could be easily just always strapped on. It's not as burdensome as a full-on shield.
Like, yeah, whereas my small shield is going to take like 4 seconds, I think, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and your shield is like something that you actually have to like physically hold in your hand and, secure with a strap on your arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I want to move. Oh, wait. Yeah, and I'll move 10 feet. I think it's right there.
All right. And then make sure to hit done.
Oh.
And so on second 6, we're next up with Korik falls back a little bit as well as he sees you coming towards him, and he's backpedaling, and he's like, "Lareth, do something! Get your stupid bear into action!" And Tuss, what would you like to do? You see Lareth is there with a whip and a dagger, and he's whipping at the bear, and he's kind of like looking at you. Come on,
Okay.
bear!
Can I move to attack Lareth?
Yeah.
All right. So he
Yeah,
has
so
to
all
move
you have
in
to
the
do
green.
is move so that your green aura is touching his token, and then you can attack. So, yep, there you go. So you go in and you go to smack him with your weapon,
My warhammer.
your warhammer.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Splatter. Splatter him. Splatter. Let's do it.
You got a
Hey,
15. And Lareth has a 5. He's like turning to whip at this large at his bear, and it gives you an opportunity to go in and strike. See that damage? Holy smokes! 19 points of damage. That is definitely a threshold of pain. And he is incapacitated for the next 55 seconds. So you charge up and whack and smack him, and he drops like a sack of beans. He is down. You smack him across the chest, and he's with a 19. That's actually more than 15, and 15 is how much damage you need to do a knockback for a medium-sized creature. So you hit him hard enough that you actually managed to knock him back on the ground, and he kind of goes flying against the side of the tent.
I knew I didn't like you.
So because you're within engagement range of this bear, you're going to have to wait your initiative.
My weapon speed? Or
Your weapon speed.
All right.
Riverwalker, what would you like to do?
Well, I was thinking to pull him out my shield, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and move out to here. I'm going to run all the way up to him. I believe that can mean I can do a charge attack with this then.
That is correct.
And my question is, can I aggressive attack with my charge?
I do not believe those are cumulative.
Okay, good. So I'm just going to go with the +4, which I believe the charge says I just don't have dexterity bonuses afterwards.
That's correct. Yeah.
Which, if I look at it, means absolutely nothing. I have no bonuses.
There you go. You get a +4 to hit and no penalties since you don't have any dex.
Let's give it a go then. Smack him up. That is
Another
a
15?
15.
Oh, these guys are terrible. They can't roll a single thing to... Or your characters were well built.
it's about time.
And that is a lot. A lot of dice.
That is so 15 points of damage is enough to also knock him back as well. So he gets and because his weapon reach is lower than yours, you got to smack him and he flies back and he doesn't get to attack at the same time.
Double too with the charge.
Yes. So he's thrown back and he's knocked prone. And so he falls to the ground. And he kind of like falls in a huge heap and he like tumbles into the ground and he looks up at you and he goes, I'll stick you like the pig that you are.
There's a little girl that has a message for you to die. And I'm going to go ahead and delay weapon speed, which is 11. Because he is technically in range.
Yep. So on second 7, he picks himself up from the ground and he's that's all he does on second 7. He picks himself up and he's tossing the knife from hand to hand and he's kind of in one of those crouching knife fighter stances.
And I'm going to assume that after I charge, that sets my movement to 0, but I could still just go ahead and move 10 on this second.
So, since you're charging, you were running, you're actually going to be carried into him just because if you want to slow down to a jog, you have to slow down to a jog to... Yeah,
I end up like over here or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like he like jumps up to his feet and you're on top of him. Let me see. Next up is going to be him on second 8. And remember, Tuss, you can be moving every second at a walking speed if you'd like. If you'd like to approach someone or, disengage, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay. I guess, all right. So I'll just move back a little.
All right, so you're stepping back.
Yeah, well, I'm getting ready. I'm gonna attack the bear. So
Well, that's good timing because on second 8, the bear is going towards you. It roars, and if we put the cage it's in is about right here, and it roars and comes barreling out, and it's coming to swipe at you with a paw. What would you like to do?
um, I want to block it.
All right, I'm just wondering if you'd like to take any of the defensive actions uh, on this attack.
Well, if I give ground, then
Yeah.
I have minus, right?
Yes, you'd have a +5 to defense, but you'd have, I believe, a -2 on your next attack.
Yeah, so I'll just go to block it.
All right, go to block it like normal. Here's its attack: a 27 with a natural 19. So it swipes at you with a big old paw and does 11 points of damage as it slashes you across the chest. You're not quite speedy enough to, or maybe you do manage to get your buckler in the way, but it slashes your arm. And instead of like the paw hits the buckler and the claws just scratch your arm
Why is it 11?
because it got a 19 to hit. It gets
Okay,
a +1 damage.
got it. Ouch.
Got a near perfect attack. And you're a barbarian, correct?
Yeah. Or no,
And you're
I'm a half
a
orc.
fighter.
Ranger.
The barbarian.
Or you're a ranger, right? You're a ranger. So you are a medium-sized creature, so it takes 15 points of damage to knock you back. So you're not knocked back by this attack.
Okay.
All right, and it will delay its weapon speed, and it will delay its weapon speed, and it is Korik's turn. So Korik is kind of fallen into this knife fighting stance, and he's going to try to stab you. He's going all in,
try.
and he's going to do a aggressive attack.
Okay.
So he's going to get a +5 to hit you for a 22.
That is 16. I don't have my shield up, so I don't have 4 on my defense bonus, I think. I think it added that in.
Oh, so if you go into your weapon profile and then under shield use, just hit no, it'll automatically calculate that for you.
Where is that?
Like right under base damage.
Base speed, shield use. Oh, there we go. Boop, there we go. I'm gonna hit no, and I guess we'll just go ahead and subtract 4 off of that. So,
So he manages to hit you. So he
Yeah.
bobs and weaves and he darts in and he stabs you, trying to just try to finish you quickly.
Mhm.
How? Oh, that was the bear. I was clicking on the bear.
oh
Sorry.
gosh, thank you.
I was like, because he does 1d6 points of damage with his.
Oh, did you have the bear attack there? Actually,
Oh, that was true. That was both of those were bear attacks.
all
So-
right. Well, I know the bear's gonna kill me. I'm not going after the bear.
All
After
right, I'm re-rolling with Korik. Korik gets a 20 to
Still
hit you, and he does 4 points of damage.
All right, I'm gonna reduce that to 2.
Yeah. So he stabs you, but maybe he's not used to fighting people actually armored and wearing armor, and so when he gets you, but it's not as effective as he hopes.
You should use a bigger blade.
And I got a question. I just reduced the damage by 2 too, since right with the bear, or do I take full damage from the bear?
You have armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have armor, so you take
So it was
would be
9
11 points of damage, and you have
Yeah.
2 DR, so it would be just 9 points of damage.
Sorry about that. Yep.
No, that's a good question to ask.
Mhm.
So that's second 8, and so we're on second 9. What's going on, API? Oh, there it goes. Second
I
8,
give
second
ground?
9. Yeah, you can give ground. Or you can do a fighting with retreat if you'd like as well. Are you giving ground on his attack, or you want to be always giving ground?
I want to give ground on his attack.
Okay. So on second 12, you can move yourself back 5 feet. The edge of that green too is your is 3.5. So you fall back as he swings at you with the other paw. And let's see. Here's the other attack with a 15. So you'll have a +5 to your defense.
Okay. So that'd be 21.
All right. So you got a 21. I got a 15. And so since you're using a buckler to block, you throw up your buckler and you manage to catch his paw this time intentionally. But however, that's the wrong thing. He is going to smack your shield for shield damage. So he does 5 points of damage, but here you get to take your DR from your shield and your armor. So you have DR 6. So he smacks you on the shield and you manage to just deflect it aside and you take no damage.
Sweet.
Puck, you've been fluttering around here watching the circus, and you see a dagger fly by below. You hear a bear, and you see Tuss is tangling with a bear. Lareth is down on the ground, and Korik is fighting Riverwalker.
Oh, I can see all this from here, where I am.
Yeah, I'm saying you can probably dart down and see into the tent entrance.
Okay. Well, if I can see it from here, then I'm going to spend 180 spell points.
All right,
Going full
what are you
in, let's
casting?
see it.
Targeting the bear with magic projectile.
All right,
So,
awesome, magic projectile.
I'm hitting it with
What?
5 projectiles, salvo.
Okay. All right, you're spending 5 of these, and I need you to roll a. What is your intelligence?
My intelligence is 1636.
1636. All right, and all right, this is a second. I'm just double checking to see if there's any chance of spell failure. When you jack up a spell that high with that many spell points, you're considered over vamping a cast. So there's a chance it could just go wrong. You said a 16?
You're full mage, so you should have a really good chance at this.
Yeah, you're full mage, so I think you should be fine.
Or I think it's
Yeah,
just it's intelligence. I don't know.
As long as you don't roll a 1 on a d20, you're fine. And even if you do roll a 1, you'll just, nothing happens. So you channel all your spell points into this and cast, and what does it look like? What's happening?
Oh, they're just tiny little wisps. Just tiny little wisps emerge from my hands, and they fly towards their target at high rates of speed.
All right, and how much damage is this doing?
Well, they're individual. They're tracked individually, so I'll just do this 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah, 1d4p plus 1, it says.
So
Cool. So probably one
none
of those. No, none of
None
those.
of those are going to go over its threshold of pain. But because it's magic, they ignore any of his DR. So it'll be 5, 10, 15, exactly 15. That's nice. So you fire out these magic missiles, and they pop, 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 pop. And they pepper into him and slam into him. The bear roars and rears up on its back and its hind legs in anger. Its hat wobbles cutely on top of its head.
What do I do to declare my next action? I mean, time-wise.
What is your next action?
I'm probably gonna do this again.
All right, so the first thing is you've got your spell fatigue. So your spell fatigue is 5 seconds plus the casting time of 1 second. And then do you have anything that reduces your spell fatigue?
I have something that reduces the effect of spell fatigue, not the actual time of spell fatigue.
Okay. So for the next 6 seconds, you're spell fatigued. So delay 6 seconds, and then that's when you're spell fatigued. And then on 18, your spell fatigue will end, and then you can cast, and your spell will go off on 19. Korik. Korik's up again, so he stabbed you once, and he certainly seems like some sort of knife expert because he can really attack quickly with this thing.
Yeah, he's getting like 3 attacks to every 2 of mine, I think. Ish.
So he's going to jab you again with a 4. Why couldn't you just left well enough alone?
Defense roll. Wow, wait, what?
So you looks like
Ooh.
you rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
Because this is the first combat of the day, you don't have to worry about the fatigue. However, you did fumble. And so even or odd?
Let's go with even. I love even.
So it wasn't even, so he is going to get a free attack. So he'll get another attack on the next second.
Okay.
So-
And this second, he still ends up going through, I believe.
He
so.
does manage to stab you. Here's the damage. It is 3 points of damage. So he's just like nicking and cutting you and slashing you. And maybe he's like pushing you back enough that maybe you trip on some of the they've still got some ropes laying around as they're setting up this tent, and you just trip a little bit on it.
Mm-hmm. How do I deal with my fatigue here? Do I just like increase it by 1?
You don't have to deal with fatigue because it's the first combat of the day. And
Mhm.
we don't have to look at the fumble table because the fumble table happens when you're attacking and roll a 1. So
Right. So he's got through with this attack, and then on 13, he's going to do the next one.
Yep. And so on 13, he gets his next attack, and he'll stab you again. He does like a quick slash across the chest and tries to stab you in maybe the neck. And he does. He does manage to hit you.
Let's see how hard.
1 point of damage. So he's just slashing and stabbing you and all over you. But
Yeah, this time he
your
actually
armor's
tries to like
holding.
tries to hit me in the armor here.
So then we're on second 14, 15, 16, and it's the bear.
I'm gonna give
who's-
ground again.
All right, you're falling back once more.
I think that's
The
when
bears-
you choose to defend, by the way.
Yeah. So yeah, this is when you choose to do the give ground when he makes his attack. So
Right.
he doesn't even have to move as you're still within reach, and he swipes at you with a 17. With your giving ground, you get a 19, and he's going to hit your shield again for 3 points of damage. Maybe this just isn't a bear that's used to fighting, and so it's kind of just swiping at you lazily. And it's just, I mean, you're managing to easily block. And while it feels like it's got some strength behind it, it's not going through. So on 17, Riverwalker and Korik both get to attack. However,
I had the bigger weapon reach.
that is correct.
And I'm not threatened by him, of course, so I'm going to go ahead and aggressive attack, which will be +5 to my attack, but -2 defenses against his multiple daggers.
He is going to try to parry.
All right, well, best of luck to him.
So he's going to lose his attack on second 17, but he'll get a +5 to this hit. And he's banking on the fact that hopefully he can block it and then just use his superior speed. So here's a
Yeah.
+5. Nope.
It wasn't impossible for him, but he rolled a 3.
He
That
rolled
didn't
a
factor in
2.
his bonus, but that did make it
Yes,
anyway.
yeah, he had an 8 in total, but it's just my luck has gone away.
Another humongous hit.
Nice.
So that's actually enough to exactly drop him. So you slash him across the chest and he falls to the ground. Not dead per se, but you can see he's starting to bleed out and he's kind of like gasping. You hit him, you've got him exactly to 0 hit points. So he's like kind of fallen to the ground and he's kind of like trying to crawl away, but he's clearly not going anywhere fast.
Yeah. So let's see. So how long do I rest? The next thing I want to do is pull up my shield, but I don't think I can do that until I reconfigure.
So you are currently out of combat. So there's no one within your bubble. And I can tell you that no one is currently threatening you as well. So you're not threatening anyone, and no one is currently threatening you. So you can reorient yourself, and you take 1 second. And so second 18 is you taking that second to look around the combat, readjust your armor, maybe pull your battle axe out of Korik's back. It's just you're taking a second to do something. And
So
on
this second is
19,
done. We hit 18, rest, and then 19, I'll take 4 seconds.
Yes, and so 18 you're taking 1 second, and so on 19 you're going to be doing something. So Puck, what would you like to do?
Now I delay to cast my spell on 19, right?
That's correct.
Or rather, I did hit done.
Yep. Tuss, you've been falling back from this bear, blocking its attacks.
I'm going to attack. I'm going to swing my warhammer and attack it.
All right, let's see your roll. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Which is horrible.
It's like 50-50.
Roll a 10. Roll a 10 isn't bad. What is the penalty from fall?
-2.
So you have an 8, and his defense roll is also a 10. So you swing at it, and maybe this swing is just you swinging to try to, keep this bear back, and that's part of your defensive strategy at the moment. And so you didn't hit the bear, but you're keeping it back. So delay another 12 seconds. And on second 19, Puck, your attack.
I spend an additional 30 on top of the 60 for casting the magic projectile to fire 2 projectiles.
All right.
And after that point, I'm spent.
So 6 points of damage. And you throw these buzzing magic bolts at him, and he's starting to roar and swing around and swat at these, even though they're magical. He's trying to hit him and knock him aside, but it's not doing much anything. So Riverwalker, you're strapping on your shield.
Yeah, and then I'm going to slowly end up walking here, and that's going to take like 3 seconds, which is going to be after the bear goes. So
you actually have it's not necessarily 4 seconds. It's
D4 plus 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's D4 plus it's either 1 or 2. I think it's 2 for a bow, 1 for a shield.
Yeah.
So
okay, so let's do the roll, and it's penetrating, right?
That is correct.
There we go.
That's
right. 4-3.
My first move every combat.
So I will go down to 22 instead, and by the time I get there, I have my shield.
All right. So on second 20, Riverwalker, you haven't gotten there yet, and the bear is swinging once more at Tuss.
I'm going to give ground.
All right. So you give ground, and you notice that it swings at you, but it doesn't follow you.
Okay.
Gets a 16. You might want to actually move yourself back, Riverwalker, just because other things might happen. All right, so you fumble. Oh, unfortunate. So his attack roll is higher than yours, and so he does hit. And obviously he hit, you rolled a 1, but because your defense roll wasn't higher than his attack roll, it is a confirmed fumble. And so even or odd?
Even.
So if it's even, he will not get a free attack. Odd. So he'll attack you again on second 21.
Awesome.
So on second 20, he hits you for 16 points of damage.
Up.
Which is enough to actually knock you back an additional 5 feet. So you're trying to fall back, and he swats you, and maybe you do one of a spinning stumble as you're knocked almost out of the tent.
And that's going to threshold of pain me too.
What is your threshold of pain?
13.
All right, so yeah, that is definitely over it, because even minus the DR, that's still a 14-point wound.
Yep.
Can you give me so now you need to roll a threshold of pain. So your threshold of pain is usually half of your constitution, and usually you roll a d20. Do you have tough as nails?
I do.
You have tough hide. Do you have tough as
nails? No,
I
have tough. I have pain tolerant. Yeah.
Oh, here's something that you should know. You do have tough hide, which means all your damage reduction, you have a natural 1 DR that I don't think you've been factoring in.
I haven't.
So this actually should be a 13-point wound,
Okay.
which is not actually enough to threshold of pain you.
Well, sweet.
So I'm glad we checked your talents, and then make sure to bump the other wound down as well to an
I did,
8.
yeah.
So you're not actually threshold of pain, but you are, because this attack is 16. It does knock you back, which is actually good, because now on the next second you're out of his melee range, and so he doesn't get this free attack.
Okay.
And on second 21, the bear steps forward out of the cage, growling. Riverwalker, are you still moving forward towards it?
Yeah, it's still threatening my friend here, so boop.
All right.
Hi.
All right, make an attack. Well, I believe on second 22, make an attack.
Yeah, I'm still putting on the shield, so I'm just in range.
Oh, you're just in range. So
Yeah.
on second, I didn't delay the bear correctly. So on second 22, you've got your shield strapped on. What would you like to do?
Aggressive attack. Actually, that might be a mistake, all things considered, given that it has like +8 here. So this is going to be a perfectly normal attack, because I think I will probably still hit it.
Yeah, so the bear's stumbling out and starting to turn out of the cage, and you come and attack it in the flank.
Oh, shield use on. There we go. Much better. And attack. 17. Looking pretty good.
And that's a hit. You come in from the side and smack it.
For a modest 12.
12 points of damage. That's still a good amount of damage through its DR.
Yeah, 4 dice is pretty nice. And also the +5
especially on
bonus.
D3s. But it looks like you didn't penetrate on a single one of them.
Yep.
But you do give him a good old smack, a slash in the hindquarters, and the bear roars.
Down, bear, down.
Turning towards you. Would you like to delay to attack it again?
Yes, I am. So that's going to be a delay of 11, because I'm a slow person.
So next up is going to be this bear smacking at you, Riverwalker. With a 27 for a natural 19.
All right. I think I need to give ground on that, which gives me like 5 feet back or something.
Yep, it'll knock you back 5, or you'll fall back 5 feet, and you'll get a +5 to defense.
5, -2. And defense roll. 23, not enough.
Well,
but I do get to use my shield for it.
Did you add your +5 already?
Yes.
Oh, you put that in mechanically onto your
into
character
the
sheet.
miscellaneous.
Okay, so your 23 is just not quite enough, and it smacks you.
Into the shield.
Well, so it only hits the shield if it misses you by a little bit. Remember?
Yeah, by 4, right?
Yeah, but it got a 27, so it hits you.
That's 4.
Yeah, if it misses you by 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the other side, if it
I'm sorry, I thought it was
misses
if
you because of
it
the shield.
still hit me anyway. Okay.
No,
Well,
if it misses
so
you,
then I don't
because
get
of
to
the
factor
shield.
in the DR then, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it does 10 points of damage as it smacks you,
All right. So,
but it doesn't
8.
knock you back.
Okay.
Okay.
Threshold of pain is
Second-
12. I'm good.
25. Puck.
Is a natural
Sure.
19 a free attack or no?
Oh, that is 1 additional damage. So you
One
get
damage.
1 extra damage from that. That's correct.
Okay, so 9.
Alright, I got a dumb idea. I want to try and
Do it.
use my animal empathy to placate this animal.
All right. What does your animal empathy do? What is it?
That's literally the description of animal empathy. Last paragraph. This skill can placate angry animals or taunt them into attacking her as she sees fit. This is, I assume, a very difficult check as a wild, hostile beast, or it's a docile, non-domestic beast. Your choice. I don't know.
It is. It's clearly not a wild animal because it's.
I only
a
said
trained circus bear.
I only said that because bear is a description of a wild, hostile beast. But if it's a
oh.
docile, non-domestic animal, deer, etc., that'd be average. A
I
pit
would
bull would be
say-
difficult.
I would say it's going to be a I either want to say a difficult or an average check. I'd say usually it would be an average check, but it's been enraged and attacked, so I'm going to say it's a difficult check.
Good skill, shitty roll.
So that's no, this is a good roll. This is a difficult check, and so you're trying to roll under your skill.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
opposed.
No, because you're just trying to roll your skill itself. Like it's not opposed. It doesn't have a anti-animal, a human empathy skill that rolls against you. This is just rolling under it. So, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to placate the animal. You know, in that way that, like, in nature shows or, like, you ever watch My Side of the Mountain? Or read My Side of the Mountain, rather?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember when the animal is stuck in the bear trap and he has to placate the animal so that he can free it, so it doesn't lash out at him? Well, I mean, it's sort of the same situation. These guys are trying to attack it, but I've got to convince it that harm isn't meant to calm the animal down.
And so visually, how does this appear to the rest of your party members?
Well, I guess the only visual I have is Crocodile Dundee.
All right, so you're Tuss, you're fighting this bear, and River Rocker, you just swung at it, and it swung at you, and then Puck comes flying in. You know, with or maybe even a little bit of the that dog trainer. He's got a little spray bottle. No, no, bad. And so you're you're starting to make these moves, and the bear is starting to. It's still growling, but it's starting to look at you, Puck, and it's just it stops swinging and puts its paws back down, and it's just looking at you, Puck.
Would this be enough of an out of combat moment for me to pull out some jerky from my bag?
So yes, it's enough of an except Tuss is up next. So
Yeah.
Tuss, you see this bear is kind of putting its weapon, like putting its claws back down, or its paws back down, and starting to relax a little bit. What would you like to do, Tuss?
I step back.
Okay, I'm just making
I
sure
give-
since you're next
yeah, I
up
give
in
ground.
initiative.
Yeah.
So you're kind of giving room from it. River Walker, you're starting to pull out jerky. The bear kind of sits on his haunches and looks at you, Puck, and kind of looks around and looks back at Lareth laying on the ground and starts ambling over in that direction. What are you guys going to do?
Bear, and I'm just like going, and I have jerky in my hand. I'm just gonna toss it over to the cage.
All right. So you toss the jerky in the cage. It appears rather uninterested in that. Puck, would you like to do anything?
Not particular, no.
The bear saunters over to Lareth and kind of nudges at him, and he kind of like nudges hits him with his nose and paws at him, and kind of like bats away the whip out of his limp hands, and he's threshold of pain, so he's kind of woozy, and he's grabbing where he's probably got several broken ribs from Tuss's warhammer.
I definitely need to wiggle my way around here. If that's okay.
Yeah, you're moving over there, and the bear looks up at you and is looking down at the Lareth on the ground and raises a claw to attack him. Are you going to do anything?
To attack.
Nah, I think the bear deserves this too.
Yeah, Lareth just and the bear and the Lareth is still kind of out of it, and the bear just gets into him, and it does a bear coup de grace. So it takes, in the next 10 seconds, you see a grisly scene as this bear unleashes its pent-up rage on its animal trainer. What would you all like to do while this is happening? You see Korik is about halfway under the tent and trying to bear crawl. Get it? Because they're fighting a bear, but he's bear crawling away, like out of the tent. At this point, you see probably just his legs sticking out.
The bear's kind of handled right now, so I'm going to ignore that and deal with Korik. I think I might have some rope here. No, I probably just have like my belt, so I'm just going to use that and just tie his hands up.
He kind of spits at you. Ah, let go of me.
I'm gonna have your head.
I'm outside of the tent by this point, so I'm gonna call for Rondaman.
Yeah, what's going on in there? What's happening?
We found the two that I think killed the girl.
Those two? God damn. Those were some of my best acts. What will we do? What will we do to fill their time? Theron, Celric, I'm going to need you to extend your act by another half an hour. And you see he's already calling out to other members of the circus. I need you to do I need you to rearrange. Oh, this is going to mess up our whole entire act.
We need
and
to
I'm
alert
like just
the
trying
guard.
to drag Quark away to like Oberyn and get some help.
Yeah, at this point, probably there's been some commotion raised, and several other guards and Strachan have made their way to you, and are like there's several people like the bear's going crazy in there. Like no one's wanting to approach the circus tent. What do we do with the bear? Rondaman says.
I'll take him.
Can you get him back into the cage for now?
No, I think I'll just let him walk out. I'll take him with me.
No, you cannot have my bear. This is my bear. It's part of the act.
Well, then you go in there and handle him.
We'll pay you 4 silver.
Yes, good idea. I'll give you 4 silver if you get that cage back, or that bear back in that cage.
No.
We'll give you 4 silver for the bear.
Well, then, as city guards, I ask that you kill that wild animal.
I respectfully decline.
Your sergeant is right here. You cannot decline me. You must protect us. That bear will rampage if we do not put it back in its cage.
Maybe I should return it to the wild.
It's been out of the wild for long enough. It would be an absolute waste of a trained bear.
More than a waste than just kill it.
Well, if those are the two options.
Yes, to release it or to kill it, then I will release it.
Then, Strachan, I order you to kill that bear. And Strachan looks at you and he's like, can you put the bear back in the cage?
You think you can kill a bear? By yourself?
We cannot. If we release the bear, they'll charge us for it. They'll charge the sheriff. We cannot do that. We cannot pay for a bear.
Really? They're going to charge you for it? Isn't it their responsibility to handle their own stuff?
Well, if you're the one that releases it,
we're not. Their own people released it.
Rondaman is fuming. He's like, "You must put that bear back immediately!"
Your people tried to kill us. They killed somebody. Your people are guilty of crimes.
They are no-gooders, and they do not represent the rest of the circus.
You brought them here.
Circus is in danger if that bear is on the loose.
You brought them to this town. This is a lot of you. This is your fault.
I did not expect them to do that. I don't know what came into them. They were good people, I swear.
So you're calling the murderers good people?
They were good people when I recruited them into the circus.
So what did you do to them then?
I don't know. They must have had a. I don't know. You have one of them? Question them.
Fair enough, but you owe these people a debt. There's a dead girl because of what you brought into this town. And these people tried to kill us.
Yeah.
I say you owe them a bear.
All right! Release the bear into the village!
And I placate the bear, and I walk away with a bear.
Let the bear kill the village! But... So the bear is currently mauling Lareth.
Yeah, he's dead. Who cares about him?
Yeah. He's 100% dead.
He got what he deserves. I mean, I'll try and
meanwhile,
placate...
I'm over with Oberyn, with Korik, just trying to, stay away from the bear for a little bit.
I mean, I'll try to placate the bear, but I won't put it back in the cage. I'll try and walk off with him.
The bear is actually, now that it's mauled Lareth, it's actually sitting back on its haunches and just, it's got one of those, the large red ball that he had outside of the cage. It's kind of just batting it around.
Oh, sure, I'll roll the ball with him.
Cool. You guys are just playing with the ball. But he doesn't appear to, other people even kind of poke their head in, and the bear's acting perfectly nice, aside from, still having blood on its teeth and claws and, half a man being torn apart next to it.
Yeah, he got his revenge. Dude was whipping him constantly.
So it doesn't look like you're actually doing anything about it, though, right?
I mean, like I said, I'm vying for this bear's freedom, is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Strachan is trying to take Korik back to the keep. And
Let's take him
they're
away.
also asking to, they're also starting to, they're starting to look around and check out all their belongings. And you guys kind of search around, and you find inside Korik's tent, you find 2 large bags of what look like silver that appear to be minted the same as the ones from Calamar that you found. And Strachan will also confiscate those and take, he leads the rest of you back to the keep as well, where Korik is bound and thrown inside the oblique or oblette. What is that?
I think oubliette, yeah.
Oubliette, that's it. He's thrown inside the oubliette, and that's he's clearly guilty. What Strachan said. He attacked you. What happened?
I'll go ahead and explain the situation. We found the girl, of course, with the 1 wound in her back. These 2 people were seen coming back, and we found that their trail led them in such a way as probably to be behind the girl. And of course, they had a tear in their wallet, leading to us finding the coins, which let us find them, or at least agitated them enough once we started questioning them that they attacked us outright. And of course, I believe once the young Melon, I can't remember exactly how it was pronounced, comes back, I'm going to bet he will either have seen it or ran off once it occurred.
That's a good thing to bring up, Mellorin. So you guys are kind of back at the keep. You're probably you're being fed one of the meals that you might have missed in your investigation, and you're debriefing Strachan. And at that point, Broad and Mellorin come in, and you see he's Broad has Mellorin by the collar and is kind of hauling him in. And he's like, well, we have my son has returned, and he has something to tell you. And Mellorin is his eyes are red and he's got tears down his face and he says, I'm sorry. I ran. I was trying to meet Phyllis so that we could run off and be married, and I came to the clearing where we're supposed to meet, and I found her dead. I'm sorry. I straightened her out and put some flowers on her, and I rode off. I didn't know what to do. I was worried I'd be implicated. I'm so sorry. I stole money from my father, and I thought it would make our future, but it's all ended so poorly.
I probably would recommend giving the money back to your father, but you are innocent. We've found the man, and he will be hanged, I'm sure.
Who
In
did
what
it?
little
I'll kill
consolation
them
there
myself.
is. Well, let's see if you can lift the executioner's axe, and I'll just go ahead and hold out the battle axe to him. It's here, see if you can lift it. He's probably just
Strachan
some
is
scrawny kid or something.
No, yeah, I mean he's a field hand, so he's got a little bit going on, but he's definitely not a 17 strength. He's nowhere near as brawny and burly as you. And Strachan is kind of looks at you weird, and Broad goes, "Don't give my son an axe! Can't you see what condition he is? This fool tried to run off with my money and my best horse, and you're gonna offer him an axe?"
Yeah, it's I'm halfway to giving it to him. It's okay, just put it back.
What are these new guards you've hired, Strachan? They have no common sense. Don't give a boy a weapon. He's clearly a fool. He smacks him on the top of the head. But I would like my coin back, Strachan. And he turns, and Strachan might have a little discussion with Broad about, well, here's the coin, and they take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit, so that is that adventure.
Yay!
That was the complete little murder mystery that I had planned as the introduction to Hackmaster.
Yeah, a little sadness there. I realized,
Yeah,
wait a second, I
that's
wrote
good
this
point.
whole backstory for Puck, and now it's gone. Also, I don't know why I was fighting so hard for a bear when I realized in a moment, wait a second, I'm never going to get to use that bear.
Well, never say never.
It's okay. You just add it to your backstory now. Have bear. We'll travel.
Well, yeah, but, it's going to be a new story next time.
Well,
a
we'll
new
talk
place.
about it. I'm sure you can keep a bear.
Oh, no, I mean with new characters in a new place. Puck is out there somewhere, possibly, with a bear.
I swear, I'm keeping the law. Right now. I put too much effort trying to get him to level 3. He'll have a useful spell like you did.
Hey, I had to spend a point to get a reroll. And
You
then,
did, but it was useful.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It wasn't that useful. I should have cast that spell on a human being and not the bear.
Yeah, the bear with the biggest health pool, I suppose.
Yeah, and then I realized that I'm spending all these points on the bear. Wait a second, what did I put all my skill points into? Oh, right,
But excitement,
animal
we
stuff.
actually got to see magic and do things. It was great.
So yeah, to peel back the veil a little bit on that last combat, if you guys had let the bear out after and not attacked it at all, it would have just turned, it might have attacked you once or twice, but then turned on him the entire time. Lareth would have been attacked by the bear from the beginning. So,
Oh well.
I don't think I'll
what
ever
happened
have.
here is Mellorin had stolen money from his, or stolen a promissory note from his father, and taken it into town to one of the money exchangers, or to the one money exchanger, the one broker, and had passed it over. And the broker had seen it as an opportunity to get rid of a bunch of foreign coins that he viewed as rather useless, and so he unloaded all these foreign coins on on this kid, and the kid was going to run off with his girlfriend. But as soon as the rain started, his father had him stay back and work. And so while the rain was starting, these circus folk had seen this girl with all the money, had ambushed her and killed her, and then took the money.
Wow.
And then he had came across the body, seen what happened, and then rode off in a huff.
Right. So my assumption here was entirely wrong the whole time. It wasn't their money to begin with. So as soon as I started flaunting around, that was a warning sign. But hey, then they exposed themselves. So
since you guys do still get experience, everyone gets 95 experience points for this whole adventure series. Some for the fight, some for finding different clues along the whole way, and the biggest chunk for finding them for confronting them at the very end and finding the right murderers.
Very nice.
In case somehow these characters show back up in the world somewhere.
Yep. And
like I said, I'm pitching to keep the lawn. I want them to live.
So to let all of our viewers know what's going on is we've had a decent amount of turnover in all the additional players. These three have stuck with it, but we've had a lot of real life issues happen to several of our players with health issues and family emergencies, and so because of that, we're going to bring in two more folks, and we're going to start fresh. So we're going to have more character. We're going to start new characters, and we're going to start in different section of the world. This isn't going to mean that we're going to kill off Thalon and some of the other characters, but we're temporarily putting a pause on them while we can immerse these other characters into these other folks as well.
Might always be cool if they show up later. I mean, not as like main character, but you could always play Thalon as an NPC if he wanders across the world. All 300
Maybe I'll
feet.
make an actual fighter mage next or something. We'll see what I roll. I keep rolling incredible strength on everybody.
Have we decided where in the world next time, or are you?
That's actually a good thing that we can talk about now. If we go over to the world map.
I know I have a suggestion.
You have a suggestion? Yeah, let's hear it.
Hold on, let me scroll over. Shoot, where am I looking? Sorry.
You might want to zoom out a lot so everyone can see the whole world. Or I can actually.
Can you get rid of the turn order as well, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Sorry, I know roundabouts where it's at, but I gotta actually find it here on the map. Where is the Flayed City?
The Flayed City.
I know it's right around where I'm looking. I just can't seem to.
What? Can you give me any more details about the Flayed City?
Yeah, what section?
Well, I think it's in the Bith Mountains. The Flayed City. It's not actually the Flayed City. I was hoping that you'd pick up on what I was saying and get the right to correct me. It's they are the followers of the Flayed God, and they have a whole city about like the entire area around them. They collect slaves and everything, and they sacrifice.
Yes. You're looking for this area.
I don't think so.
I think it's Pel.
No,
Lenon.
I don't think so.
Those guys are super, like, really big into slavery, and they're like the biggest slave.
No, Slen. I was right here. Slen.
Oh, Slen. Yes, so that's an entire country that's like fanatically religious, and they're very evil and very.
I think I might be thinking of Kako Gear, and
where's that?
They're all about the Flayed God, and they like kidnap people from all over the region to sacrifice.
Yes.
Their home city is literally torture capitals. So
yeah, we'd have just like a straight up Conan the Barbarian scenario right there, I think.
Well, I mean, also if you wanted to be good guys trying to save people from this horrible fate, or be bad guys, I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. I'm just saying.
Where are we looking on the map?
Slen.
Slen. So here, let me redirect you over here.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, far north.
Yeah, the Slen is cool because it's in this far north area, and so to the east of it, there's a lot of you get the plains, and there's a lot of like horsemen, and there's heavy snow, and the Jorik Mountains over there. That's where Ari is from. That area up there. A lot of kind of it's like a weird mix of like Norwegian Vikings, but they're also like really good horsemen. So it's like if Vikings and the Mongolians were blended together into one.
Yeah, wonderful combo right there.
So those guys are pretty cool up there, and that's also a really cool area. Very like mystical.
Hackmaster, that's the
lots
one I
of-
was trying to
yeah.
think of.
That's a good one.
What's their
just to give you a general like some cool areas in the entire world. To the east here in Renaria Bay, there's a lot of pirates and there's a lot of city-states. To the west of Slen in the Young Kingdoms, there's a lot of war because there's a lot of just small fractured kingdoms, kind of like the city-state or the empires that broke off of Rome after Rome fell. There's another slaver country to the very far south called Pel Brolanon, which are also incredible slavers, but they don't slave to kill them. They enslave them because they love slaves and they're trying to like build this huge temple.
I just like the
state.
Hackmaster city because it's so obviously just evil. Because they're like the
Yeah,
ministers
it's
of
incredibly
misery, the priests of slow death, the prince of suffering. It's a whole city based around it. The whole country is based around it.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing, Chrissy Joe. By the way, I just saw that in our Twitch chat. Thank you very much.
And
but yeah,
thank
that's the Hackmaster up there in Slen is a totally cool area to investigate. And if that's what we want to do, that's a great spot to go.
Well, I know that Dennis has been reading a lot of books lately about various
Dennis.
Hackmaster materials, so maybe he has a suggestion. If that,
yeah, Mr. Hack Journal reader.
Yeah, Mr. Hagstrom. I don't really have any suggestions about. I just like playing in the world, so I don't really care where we play.
Fair.
I don't have
Yeah,
any one
I'm
area.
happy to just like play around anywhere, and I'll just tailor something to whatever we do.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
me personally, I really like the Vovan jungle.
All
I just
right.
like jungle, so I like that whole bit that we were in. So, but yeah, I'm game. It's Slen sounds great. I haven't read anything about Slen yet, so that's what I'll be doing this week.
I'll be
Yeah,
going in blind.
It'll be a lot more mountains and hills and more a complete change in scenery and dramatic wintry weather. It'll also depend if you
Yeah.
guys want.
I mean,
if you guys do want to be good guys or bad guys or something like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, it'd be really cool just to get to third level. I mean, I've never been to third level, so
hey man, just think about all those backstories you've written so far. You're
That's right.
practiced. You're a practiced hand.
You're a
That's
practice.
right.
It's actually I'm trying to teach you guys all creative writing. So it's
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
trying to kill your characters to make you better writers.
Hey,
and
I
more
wrote backstories for all of Ari's family, even members that you guys didn't even see or
You've
know about.
underestimated how lazy I am. Write a backstory for each character. Ha! I'll keep this one alive just so I don't have to do work.
That's awesome.
All right, so this seems like a good spot to call it for this week. Next week, join us as we have several other folks on our new adventure.
Yeah.
Up
Are
in
we
the
gonna do it
north.
on camera? Are we gonna roll the characters up on camera? We can do that again.
Good question. What do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to roll it up on camera, or do you guys want to roll it up separately and then meet together next week and just
I'm down for
jump into
anything.
it? What do you guys think?
I'm down for doing on camera.
That's fine. Me too.
Okay,
All
let's do it.
All right, we'll do it on camera then. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Is there a game on at 2 today?
Yes, there is. Iron Claw.
Iron Claw.
Yes, not Zweihander, because that's on a different day.
Tune in at 2 p.m. for Iron Claw and 6 p.m. for board games. We're playing Carcassonne tonight. Be our first,
I'm jealous.
The boardroom.
Yeah. The board
I'll
room.
get into next week.
All right. See you guys around.
Till next